Welcome to our group presentation video of Sukuk according to Security Commission Malaysia. We have 5 members which are Yasmin, Syafiqah, Hayatul, Nurin dan Farah Adilah. Introduction of our presentation is about Sukuk that are often referred to as Islamic bond that represent the ownership in tangible assets. Sukuk is adhere to strict the ethical guidelines prohibiting the interest riba and ensure the investment are socially responsible and ethical. Security Commission in Malaysia take their role in regulate and promoting the Sukuk market to ensure the robustness and to Sharia principles. As Malaysia is recognized as a global leader in Sukuk market by offering the conducive environment for both issuers and the investors. The basic of Sukuk, it contains the feature of differentiation between the Sukuk and conventional bonds by various features such as principle, structure, compliance, risk and return, ownership and purpose of this. Sukuk is based in Islamic principle which using profit or risk sharing while the conventional contain the interest base. For structure, Sukuk give an asset ownership and get profit from underlying assets without debt obligations such as bond, and they get variable interest payment. Sukuk strictly must comply with Sharia law, but for conventional, they only use the man-made law because they have no religious law requirement. Next, for Sukuk purpose is about the finance specific projects, ethical investment, while conventional they only raise funds for various purpose only.
Before we learn about types of Sukuk, we need to know how to distinguish between asset-backed Sukuk and asset-based Sukuk. So what are they? So asset-based Sukuk, a financial instrument where the asset remains on the originator balance sheet, and Sukuk holders have the beneficial ownership, meaning they receive payments from the originators, cash flows, but do not have direct control over the asset. Meanwhile, for asset-backed Sukuk is a financial instrument involving a true sale of the asset to a special purpose vehicle, SPV. Sukuk holders have the legal ownership of the asset and payment come from the revenue generated by the asset itself, making the investment secure by the asset's performance. So now we're going to look into the difference between the asset-backed Sukuk and asset-based Sukuk. So for the sale, the backed Sukuk, the real estate assets are sold, while for the base Sukuk, assets are sold to a special purpose vehicle, SPV. In terms of security, the backed Sukuk are backed by underlying assets. For the base Sukuk, not linked to the underlying assets. For the potential buyer, backed Sukuk can be sold to a third party, while for base Sukuk, only to the creator can be the buyer. In terms of risk type, the backed Sukuk is collateralized, while for the base Sukuk is unsecured. And for the profile, the backed Sukuk growth potential is linked to the rising value of assets, while for the base Sukuk, investors do not benefit from asset appreciation. In terms of source of payment, the backed Sukuk revenues generated by the underlying assets. Meanwhile, for the base Sukuk, source of payment are from originators' cash flow. Now that we have learned about both of it, we are able to identify whether each type of Sukuk is asset-based or asset-backed. To identify whether each type of Sukuk is asset-backed or asset-based, we need to look at the underlying structure and how ownership and payment are handled. So the first type of Sukuk is Ijarah Sukuk. It's typically asset-based, and this is because the Sukuk holder have ownership of the lease asset and payments are derived from the lease rental generated by the asset. For the second one is Mudarabah Sukuk. The type is generally asset-based, and this is because the holders of the Sukuk invest in a business venture and the profits are shared, but the underlying asset typically remain on the balance sheet of the originator or the managing partner. For the third one is Musyarakah Sukuk. It's generally asset-based, and this is because it's similar to Mudarabah. The partnership involves share profit and losses, with asset often remaining on the balance sheet of the originator or joint partners. For the fourth one is Murabbahah Sukuk. It's typically asset-based. The Sukuk structure involves the sale of an asset at a markup, but the asset itself remains with the originator and payments are based on agreed installments. Istilah sukuk, the type is usually can be asset-based or asset-backed depending on the structure. This is because if the asset is sold to an SPV and sukuk holders have ownership rights, it is asset-backed. If the asset remains with the originator and payments are based on construction progress, it is asset-based. So next one is salam sukuk, typically asset based. This is because the payments are made in advance for future delivery of goods and the goods remain with the originator until delivery. Wakalah sukuk, the type generally asset based. The sukuk holders appoint an agent to invest in a pool of assets and payments come from the overall performance of this investment rather than direct ownership of specific asset. For the last one is hybrid sukuk. It can be either asset-backed or asset-based and depending on the combination of structures used. So the reason is hybrid sukuk may include elements of both asset-backed and asset-based structures depending on the underlying contracts and asset ownership arrangement.
Next, I will talk about the regulatory framework for sukuk issuance in Malaysia. The Securities Commission Malaysia is the regulatory body responsible for overseeing the issuance and regulation of sukuk in Malaysia. The SC plays a crucial role in ensuring that the issuance process adheres to Islamic finance principles, maintains market integrity, and protects investor interests. Oversight role of SC. First, ensuring adherence to Islamic finance principles. The SC ensures that all sukuk issuances comply with the principles of Islamic finance. These include ensuring that the financial instruments do not involve in interest, excessive uncertainty, or prohibited activities. 2. Maintaining market integrity. The SC works to maintain the integrity of the Malaysian sukuk market by enforcing regulations that prevent market manipulation, insider trading, and other unethical practices. 3. Protecting investor interests. The SC safeguards the interests of investors by ensuring transparency and fair dealing in the issuance process. This includes requiring issuers to provide accurate and comprehensive information to potential investors. Guidelines on issuance. The SC has established detailed guidelines for the issuance of corporate bonds and sukuk, particularly those targeted at retail investors. These guidelines ensure that the issuance process is transparent and that investors have access to all necessary information to make informed decisions. First, detailed guidelines for corporate bonds and sukuk issuance. The SC provides comprehensive guidelines that issuers must follow when issuing corporate bonds and sukuk. These guidelines cover various aspects of the issuance process, including documentation, Sharia compliance, and reporting standards. Second, transparency and disclosure requirement. To protect investors, the SC mandates that issuers provide detailed and transparent disclosures about the sukuk issuance. This includes information about the underlying assets, the structure of the sukuk, and the risk involved. Third, compliance with documentation and Sharia requirement. Issuers must comply with specific documentation requirements and ensure that their sukuk structures are Sharia compliant. This involves obtaining approval from recognized Sharia advisors or boards. Fourth, reporting standards. Issuers are required to adhere to reporting standards set by the SC. This ensures ongoing transparency and accountability throughout the life of the sukuk. Lastly, protecting retail investors. The guidelines are designed to protect retail investors by ensuring that ensuring that they have access to clear and comprehensive information. This helps retail investors understand the nature of the investment and the associated risks.
Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Farah Adila binti Wan Roslan and my matric number is 295543. So today I will be discussing Sukuk and its role in promoting sustainable finance. Specifically, I'll cover the SRS Sukuk framework, Green Sukuk and recent development in this area. Let's begin with the SRS Sukuk framework. This framework was introduced to support sustainable and responsible investment or SRI initiative. Sukuk often referred to as Islamic bonds are financial certificates that comply with Islamic religious law or Sharia. The SRS Sukuk framework is a Sharia-compliant financing mechanism designed to fund projects that generate positive social and environmental outcomes. The next one is eligible projects under this framework typically focus on several key areas. The first one is renewable energy, which is project that harness energy from natural sources like solar, wind and hydro. The next one, energy efficiency, which is initiative that reduce energy consumption and improve efficiency. The third one is sustainable waste management, which is project that manage waste in environmentally friendly manner. The fourth, sustainable land use, which is practice that maintain the health of our ecosystem and biodiversity. The next, biodiversity conservation, which is the effort to protect various species and their habitats. And the next one is affordable housing, which is project that provide accessible and affordable living option. And the last one is public health and education facilities, which is investment in hospital, clinic and school to improve community well. And the last one is which is issuers of SRS Sukuk must be adhered to both Islamic finance principle and sustainable guidelines. This dual compliance ensure transparency and accountability in the use of funds, which is crucial for maintaining investor trust and achieving the intended social and environmental impacts. Okay, next, let's discuss about Green Sukuk. Green Sukuk is specifically aimed at funding environmentally friendly projects. The primary goal of this project is to mitigate climate change and promote environmental sustainability. Green Sukuk shares similarity with green bonds, but it's structured to comply with Islamic financial principle. Focus area for Green Sukuk include renewable energy projects such as solar, wind, and hydroelectric power. The second one is energy efficiency improvement, which is project that reduce energy used in buildings, transportation, and industrial process. The third one is pollution prevention and control, which is initiative that reduce emission and manage waste. The fourth one is sustainable agriculture and forestry, practices that enhance food security and protect forests. The last one is water and wastewater management, which is project that ensure clean water supply and effective wastewater treatment. To ensure to engage in environmental friendly project, Green Sukuk offer various incentives, which is the first one is tax incentive, which is issuer may receive tax benefits which can reduce the overall cost of issuing the Sukuk. And the second one is financing schemes, which is government and financial institution may provide favorable financing term, making it more attractive to issue Green Sukuk. Moreover, project funded by Green Sukuk often require certification from recognized environmental standard. This certification ensures that the integrity and sustainability of the investment, giving investor confidence that their funds are being used for generally green purpose. So the last one is, let's talk about some recent development that are making it even easier for issuers to participate in sustainable finance. One significant development is the expansion of the SRS Sukuk and the bond scheme. This scheme is designed to lower the barriers to issuing SRS Sukuk and bonds by covering a significant portion of the external review costs. External review are crucial because they are ensured that the project meet the required sustainable and Sharia standards. The scheme covers up the 90% of this review cost for eligible users. The objective of these schemes are threefold. The first one is encourage more issuer, which is by reducing the cost associated with external reviews. The scheme aims to attract more issuer to the sustainable finance market. The second one is enhance credibility and transparency, which is with rigorous external reviews. The credibility and transparency of SRA Sukuk and bonds are enhanced, boosting investor confidence. And the last one is promote wider adoption. The scheme encourage a broader adoption of sustainable finance practices, fostering a more resilient and sustainable financial ecosystem. In conclusion, the integration of Sukuk with sustainable finance initiative, particularly through framework like SRI Sukuk and Green Sukuk, represent a significant step towards promoting responsible investment practices. The recent expansion of the SRI Sukuk and bond crime scheme further facilitates this progress by making it more cost-effective for issuers to engage in sustainable projects. These developments are crucial for building a financial ecosystem that support environmental sustainability and social well-being. By leveraging the principle of Islamic finance, you can ensure that investments are not only profitable but also beneficial for society, and the planet. I think that's all for me. Thank you.
So now we are going to explore the market impact and future prospect of Sukuk in Malaysia. Sukuk are Islamic financial certificates similar to bonds, but they comply with Sharia law, making them an essential tool in Islamic finance. Malaysia is a global leader in the Sukuk market. Malaysia remains the largest Sukuk market globally, holding around 40 to 52% of the total global Sukuk outstanding. This strong position is driven by Malaysia's robust regulatory framework and high investor demand. Sukuk in Malaysia isn't just about finance, it's about making a positive impact. Funds raised through Sukuk are used for renewable energy projects, social infrastructure, and other initiatives that align with Malaysia's sustainability goals. Looking to the future, Malaysia aims to achieve significant climate goals by 2050. This will require a massive increase in investment in renewable energy and energy transition efforts. Green and sustainability Sukuk will play a crucial role in funding these projects. Malaysia is constantly innovating in the Sukuk market. The country is developing new types of Sukuk and other financial instruments to meet various needs, including infrastructure development and sustainable growth. The government support is vital. The Securities Commission Malaysia has expanded SRI Sukuk and bond grant scheme. This scheme helps issuers offset up to 90% of their external review costs, encouraging more companies to participate in the Sukuk market. To wrap up, Malaysia's leadership in the Sukuk market is clear. The country's focus on sustainable projects and climate goals, coupled with government support and regulatory frameworks, ensure continued growth and innovation in this sector.
In summary, Sukuk represent a crucial component of Islamic finance, offering a Sharia-compliant alternative to conventional bond. These financial certificates not only provide a means for investors to earn returns without involving interest, but also promote ethical and sustainable investment through asset-based and asset-backed structures. The role of Sukuk in sustainable finance, particularly through initiatives like the SRI Sukuk framework and Green Sukuk, which support environmentally and socially responsible projects.